come to this happy place, welcome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las
This here's the wild ride in the wilderness.
When invisibility doors change.
So today on Miles from Main Street, we are talking about dining. We're going to go through all of the different levels of Disney dining and pick one. But first, we've got a pretty special announcement for you guys.
Yeah, everybody. So head on over to Instagram, and we're going to have a little contest. I really want to thank Melissa Pilgrim for helping us out with this contest. She's been a big supporter of ours, and we really appreciate the support here with this contest. What we're going to be doing is running a contest on Instagram. It's going to be one of those typical share type of deals where you tag 3 people and like the post, and we will draw from those people that do it correctly. Make sure that you tag 3 and like the post. But we will draw a winner for a $50 Disney gift card. So we would love to have you guys come out and help us over on Instagram, and you can win a beautiful prize.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And just make sure to follow all the instructions to win, and we will announce a winner here in one of the coming episodes.
Yes, the contest is going to run for about a week on Instagram, so you'll have a little time to get out there and put it on there. But, for sure, go check out Melissa Pilgrim as well. Like I said, she's been a great big support for us, and sponsoring this contest is a big help as well. So if you guys have any travel needs, definitely get out there and talk to her. She is a wonderful, wonderful asset, and it doesn't cost you anything to work with her.
Yeah, she's been really great to work with. We can't talk about her enough. Anyways, jumping into this episode we have for you guys. We are playing Pick One. We're picking one signature dining, one sit-down dining, one quick service dining, one breakfast, and then we're going to throw in a special one, just kind of anywhere you haven't been that you would be excited to go eat. This is exciting for me because I've been thinking about, I think about Disney dining all the time. That's for some reason, it's turned into one of the big parts of going to Disney for me is the dining. So I constantly think about Disney dining. So this should be a fun one.
Their dining is world class, and I love how they make everything accessible there. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so just to explain, there are several places on property that are sit-downs, but not every sit-down restaurant is a signature restaurant. Usually these signature restaurants are a lot higher class, and they are typically a lot more expensive, and they are usually attached to something, or they can be in a park as well. So that's kind of like the delineation of what a signature restaurant is. And then, sit down is just kind of like anywhere where you'd need a reservation. And then quick service is, it's in the name. It's kind of like a counter, and you walk up to it. A lot of times, quick service you can do mobile order, which we definitely suggest you do. And then breakfast, a lot of these places do offer breakfast. I'm not a huge breakfast person, so Brian most likely will be talking more about breakfast than I will. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first section is signature. And honestly, I think, these are all going to be pretty difficult, but starting with signature, it's super hard because all of the signature restaurants that I've been to, I've had a really great time at.
Yeah, I've enjoyed all of them as well. I could list a whole bunch of them, but they are all wonderful. And every time I've eaten at one of these places, I've always felt it's been the best meal of the week. They are a little more pricey, and you're going to get your money's worth doing that, though. So,
For sure. So I'm going to start out, and I mean, I say this is difficult only because there are so many amazing signature restaurants. However, it is actually very easy for me because just one of the most amazing dining experiences I've ever had was on Disney property, and that was at California Grill. Like, just the experience that I had at California Grill was next level. Like, it was craziness, crazy pants. And like, just the feeling that you get when you go there, and it definitely helped because I'm a big Disney nerd, and I do enjoy Disney history, and just the history that's up there, and everything that they've done for the 50th is just really, really cool. The food is amazing. Just about anything you order is going to be amazing. And just the service, like, it's amazing. Our server was really good. I can't remember. They don't call them servers. They call them something else. I can't remember. But I mean, they just like go above and beyond like what an actual, a usual server will do for you. So I thought that was really cool. And it's just kind of like the whole experience of like being up there, going to the California Grill, eating all of this really great food. It was a lot of fun, and it was definitely the most amazing dining experience I've ever had on Disney property.
Yeah, California Grill. I've talked about them so many times on this show, so I think you guys kind of know how I feel about California Grill. Best sushi I've ever had. And yeah, the service, as you were saying, like, the service is wonderful. We had gotten there early just to be able to sit at the bar for a little while, and maybe get a better seat, which ended up happening. We grabbed a seat that in what is considered the lounge, and it was right on the window with the perfect view of the fireworks. And they came to us like 5 minutes later and said, "Oh, your table's ready," even though our reservation wasn't for like another hour. And I said, "Well, do we want to go to that table, or are we better off staying here for the fireworks?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, you want to stay here." And to be that accommodating, that's terrific. So, it's great that they're able to do things like that, and that they're so flexible and working with you with what you want. So, I mean, that's what Disney's always been known for, right? Is all of that great service that they offer. So, I agree with that. And, like I said, the food is wonderful.
Oh yeah, and one of the things that I really enjoyed when I was there was actually going out onto like their little like balcony areas, because they have those like balcony areas where you can actually go and watch the fireworks and everything. We were there late at night, and we just went out there and took pictures, and it was just like so cool to like be out there, and you're basically like over Magic Kingdom, and like you're looking into Magic Kingdom. So it's a lot of fun. It's really cool up there. So yeah, Brian, what would be your signature dining experience?
So I'm picking Artist Point, and it's, this was a hard one to pick because it's something that anywhere you go for a signature restaurant, it's going to be wonderful. So this one, though, I mean, it was delicious. The food was terrific. And you got to meet characters. They had the queen. Don't call her evil. She's just the queen. And apparently you're dining at her place. So, make sure you thank her for allowing you to do that while you're there. And then you also get to see Grumpy and Dopey, which I think are, the two most popular Seven Dwarves. And then Snow White is also walking around and visiting, and it's wonderful to meet them. The interactions we had with them were terrific. and I really enjoyed going there. I think it's a great place to go and eat, and the kids just love it. The kids loved it, so it's something that you can do with the entire family.
Yeah, I've never done a character dining, at least that I can remember. And I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about it because like characters are cool, and I would enjoy seeing characters and dining with characters. I just don't know how like much of my meal, or like I don't know, like I guess I've never really done it, so I don't know how into it I would get, but I could just see myself like not just kind of being like, oh, okay, cool, like, hey, what's up, Mickey, and not having it be like it's just not really that big of a draw for me. Even in the parks, like sometimes I'll see like really long lines to meet characters, and like sure, it would be a character that like I think would be cool to meet, but like I'm like, no, I'm not waiting for that. If it's like something where like we're first in line, like we see them walk out, sure, but it's just not a big draw for me. But I mean, that might change if I'm able to go do character dining and have fun with all these characters, because it does seem like it would be cool. It's just not something that like, I don't know, I just like am not, it's not a big draw for me. So but that does sound like a lot of fun, and I bet with kids it's really fun too. So maybe my take on characters might change when I have a kid. But we'll see.
The characters, I'm a big character person, so I think it's worth it, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and it's important to you, so it makes a lot of sense. Anyways, we are going to move on to our sit-down restaurant. Usually these sit-down restaurants will require a reservation, so I'm going to actually let Brian go first on this one.
Yeah, sit-down restaurants, again, these sit-down restaurants, they're great places to eat. Again, there's so many to choose from, but definitely I'm going to go with Via Napoli. I don't know if I've told the story on Via Napoli yet, but when we were walking around about 5 years ago now, my wife just said, it's dinner time, I'm hungry, and walked up to Via Napoli, and we pretty much got a table right away. I don't know that that's the case every time that you would go, but it sure can be. And it was wonderful food. They actually truck in that the water from Pittsburgh so that they can make, because it's like the chemical makeup of the water from Pittsburgh is like exactly what you need from Italy. So they can make that pizza crust exactly the same way they would make it in Italy. And I love that little detail. I think that's great. So having that pizza there, I think, knowing that they've gone to that kind of detail, I think that's awesome. But that detail and the pizza's great. So having that is wonderful. I would recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, I have never had Via Napoli, and I mean people rave about that pizza. People say that it's real good. I do hear. I mean, this is just from like other people. I've even thought that like the pizza that you can get at like the All Stars is like actually pretty decent. Like it's pizza, but people like to complain that like Disney pizza isn't the greatest pizza, but the Via Napoli pizza looks like it's probably pretty good. So that's definitely a place that I want to try at least once. But yeah, it's a place I've never been. But my selection is actually Skipper Canteen, and it's not so much for the food. I've had good meals there. My very first meal wasn't that great, but both my brother and my sister, when we went, had great meals, but it's for the theming that you get there. I'm a big Jungle Cruise fan. I very much enjoy Jungle Cruise, and the SEA, is that what it's called, Brian?
Yep. The Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
Yep. The SEA, little hints and Easter eggs and stuff that they have at Skipper Canteen is very cool. And just kind of like looking at like all the detail. And your servers are actually skippers, and they'll give you some jokes too while you're there. So I enjoy eating there, and I'm going for my next trip, and it's really exciting. But yeah, and the food isn't bad. I just feel like it's a little more adventurous than some people know. I mean, I ordered chicken at one point, and it ended up being kind of more of a teriyaki style chicken, which like I enjoy. I was just like not ready for that. And it had like it was like an interesting take on fried chicken. And so I think they do that on purpose. They make things a little bit more adventurous. I'm pretty sure there's like a whole fried fish that you can get at Skipper Canteen. So, I mean, like there's some wacky, crazy things that you can get at Skipper Canteen that like the normal person who's looking for food may not enjoy. But for me, I'm picking this one just almost purely out of theme. Just I really, really enjoy that theme. It's a lot of fun.
I think that's a great place. I've been wanting to try there as well. Haven't had the chance to do that quite yet, but I have been intrigued by all of the little details. I've seen Molly from Mammoth Club in there doing that, showing, like the books and little details that go back to the SEA. I think that's just awesome stuff. So definitely give these places a chance, because the menus are set up, to be adventurous, but because it's so accessible, it can be it definitely can be something that you can go and try and get something out of it and feel like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, definitely. And Disney food in general is usually pretty great, and they do a good job of, like you said, making things accessible and making things pretty exciting at the same time still. So that's something that I really enjoy.
It is something that you can get bad food there. I don't want to be too rosy about it, right? But to try something adventurous, and definitely listen to the reviews and what people are saying. Like, you're gonna find something that can be good. So don't, if people are saying the Tusker House is good, don't rule it out just because the menu looks intimidating.
For sure, yeah. So, moving on to quick service.
I am going to have to pick the Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe. Yak and Yeti is definitely one of our favorite restaurants, but the ability to walk up to a quick service or to mobile order makes it even better. So I would definitely use the Local Foods Cafe. You can get a lot of the items that they have on the menu in Yak and Yeti right there, and they've also offered breakfast in the past too. So definitely give that a shot. I love going there, and if you go back behind it, even there's another little counter that has turkey legs. So it's even better. You can get food at the Local Foods Cafe and grab yourself a turkey leg at the same time.
Yeah, I love me some turkey legs.
There's obviously there's great places to eat in the animal kingdom, but when you're over at that part in Asia, like if you need a lunch or something, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, that's. I've done Yak and Yeti, the sit down restaurant, and that's really great. I've never actually tried the quick service there. So, but we've talked about it. I think we might try it on this next trip that we go on.
Definitely. You know, you can get some fried rice there if that's all you want to get, but they've also got some really great dishes, pot stickers, things like that they serve inside the restaurant.
Yeah, that's awesome. My quick service is actually going to be Ronto Roasters. And that is because and so the only real con to this place is that it just doesn't have that much, but the Ronto wraps that you can get there are top notch. we like them a lot. But there's also another plus, and maybe this is just because like I get lucky, or maybe like we do this on purpose. Like we try to avoid it during like peak meal times, and like we're not going to get in line if there's a long line. But I've rarely ever waited in line there, and I've had Ronto wraps several times. So I don't know if it's just they're so efficient, or people just don't know about this place. But like I most of the time can just kind of like walk up and order what I want, and so that's a huge pro for this quick service. You can also mobile order, but half the time I don't even have to do that because we just walk up and order our food. So that's a huge pro, that like it's not super busy there, at least when I've gone. Again, like I don't know if that's just because like I've gotten lucky all these times I've gone. But yeah, that's definitely my pick. We enjoy the regular Ronto wrap. We also enjoy the breakfast Ronto wrap, but we would definitely put the regular Ronto wrap over the breakfast Ronto wrap.
I would go the other way and put the breakfast over the top of the other one. You know, you said like it's not that busy. The last time we were there, like it was spring break. Now that was 2021 spring break, so you know people were starting to travel again, but they were still kind of limiting the capacity. But we went and got breakfast there about 10 o'clock. And we ordered, like I ordered one of each for us to try, figuring we're just going to have some snacks all day long. But we ordered the one, and my kids scarfed it down quick. So I had to order again. And I was mobile ordering everything, and it was just bang, bang. I think I ordered 3 times in a row to get enough food for my family, like because I was like underestimated how much we would eat. And like it came up real fast. Like I didn't, I did it on my phone, and then I just get up and go grab it when it was ready, and it worked out really, really well for us. So I agree with you. Like whatever it is, they're really quick there. And then they close, I believe, at 4 or 5. They don't offer dinner, so you have to go over to Docking Bay 7 to get one there. So if you're not quite sure about this Ronto wrap deal, you can go over there at dinner time and get one there, but your family can also order other things, the tip yip and other items that they have there. Another great place that you can go visit for a quick service as well.
Yeah, I've eaten there before too, and one thing with quick service, I think I've mentioned this before too, but you can go get stuff from other quick service places and eat it at some of these quick services that have better seating. We actually went and got Woody's Lunchbox at one point, and then took the food that we got at Woody's Lunchbox and went over to Docking Bay 7 because the seating at Docking Bay 7 is so cool, and the seating at Woody's Lunchbox is like almost non-existent. There's just like not a lot there. It was just completely packed.
And I remember a lot of it being in the blazing sun.
Yeah, that's what people were talking about too. But yeah, that's something fun that you can do with quick service. And since you can mobile order, it's not like you're sitting in line for all this time. You can just go up and grab your food and then move on to wherever you're going. So yeah. So the next section that we have here is breakfast. I haven't eaten breakfast at a lot of places, but the one place that I have had breakfast is Sunshine Seasons. Keep in mind, this was actually a long time ago, This was in 2007 when I was, or no, that was a lie. This was in 2007, but this was around like 2012. And I actually went with my buddy Jason, and we had breakfast there. And this was one of the times, like I if it was up to me, I would have been running around the park. But whenever I go with Jason, I typically do things a little slower because he's a cast member. So it's like he goes to these parks often and like doesn't have to like just go ride rides. So it's pretty fun to do it with him because he kind of forces you to slow down. But we had breakfast at Sunshine Seasons, and I remember thinking that it was actually very, very, very good. And so, yeah, it's one of the times I've had breakfast at the parks. So that's, really all I have to base it on.
So your only answer for breakfast is Sunshine Seasons.
Correct. Yes.
You need to broaden your horizons, dude.
I know.
If you guys want to message Mikhailo, feel free to do so and tell him that he needs to slow down in the parks. I've been trying to tell him this, and hopefully, what is this, your second trip this year? Third trip? Fourth trip?
Yeah, this is actually our third trip.
Yeah.
Including the engagement trip, which we only went to Magic Kingdom.
So slow down, dude. Take in, stop and smell the roses, as they like to say. Stop and eat some breakfast.
Stop and eat some breakfast.
There's been a lot of great places that we've stopped for breakfast. I mentioned earlier the Local Foods Cafe. That was a great place. I think Tammy and I talked about that just recently as well, as a little quiet place you can go to eat. But I'm going to go, as I'm a fan of all these character meals, I'm going with Ohana. The Ohana breakfast was amazing. And, I've been to a few different places now. And the breakfast food is breakfast food is breakfast food. It's pretty much eggs, potato, meat, and Mickey waffles, right? So it's just a matter of what you get where you go and how it's served. So for me, Ohana has been one of my top choices because you get characters, you get a great view of the Magic Kingdom, you get wonderful food, and they have the pineapple bread that they serve you as well, which is something you don't get everywhere. We recently ate at the Wilderness Lodge, the Whispering Canyon Cafe, which is another great place to go. The only difference with them, you got the same type of skillets. You could get one that had brisket in it. That was the difference, right? So I really enjoyed meeting the characters. You get Lilo and Stitch. They interact with the kids. They do a little parade. It's a great place to go, and definitely need to go check it out. They even have and I don't know if they're still doing this way, but when we went, they had a separate meet and greet with Pluto. So when you left, you had a picture done with a PhotoPass photographer, which I think that's great if you can get a PhotoPass photographer to take pictures. Otherwise, you're doing selfies with these characters, and sometimes that can be real difficult. So, we were able to do a whole family photo with Pluto, which was great. So, definitely, if you can get one at Ohana, because it is a popular place, if you can get a reservation there, I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely on my list of breakfast things I need to do. And we loved Ohana when we went for dinner. So I'm sure breakfast would be really, really good too. But yeah, now our last section is somewhere you haven't been that you'd really like to go, or someplace that you're excited to eat at. And I I have two, Brian.
Of course you do.
Yes. So my first one is Steakhouse 71. That place looks really cool. I love the update that they did. I mean, it used to be the Wave, and now it's Steakhouse 71. And I really love like all the things that they've done. And it sounds like everything that I hear about it makes it sound like it's this like actually really elegant place that you can go and eat. But it doesn't seem like it's like crazy expensive. Like it doesn't sound like it's California grill prices. But everybody's been saying that like it's a really nice, elegant, romantic place to go and eat. And they also have like all of the opening day pictures and stuff like that. And I mean, it's Steakhouse 71, so it's all about 1971. As DFB says, it doesn't look like a 1970s car dealership anymore, so that's good. And everybody's saying that like the food is really, really good. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited. This is my little bonus in there is I'm actually going to Whispering Canyon Cafe for breakfast. So I'm having myself a breakfast. It is on one of our off days. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. It's just real hard for me to justify breakfast on a park day because I'm just constantly going. So that's going to help with like stopping and smelling the butter and the pancakes.
They have different skillets that you can order, and they're all you can eat. So if there's something on one skillet that's not on another skillet, you can you can order that skillet and then order, say, I really wanted to try that brisket or whatever. They can get you that too. So don't feel like you're stuck with that one skillet when you're there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll go all out. Anytime it's all you can eat, we eat all you can eat. we're pretty good at that.
Got to get your money's worth.
Yeah, right. I'm also definitely 100% asking for ketchup because I see that if you ask for ketchup, they do fun and wacky things to you. So
tell them you're really thirsty and you want a large drink as well.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that too. I really, and isn't that like a bucket of like Diet Coke or something like that?
They find this like giant mason jar or something. Yeah. They weren't doing as many shenanigans when we were there because it was still full on COVID. But yeah, definitely try all those out. Maybe videotape some of it so that we can see it in a vlog later. That'd be cool.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. And I haven't really been to a shenanigan-based restaurant at Disney because there's a couple of them. So I'm excited about that and the things that they'll do to really plus my experience there. So that'll be fun.
I'm excited to hear that story when you get back. So my pick is Citrico's.
Ooh.
They recently received a Michelin mention. So they're not quite getting the stars yet, but it's someplace that I've been wanting to go anyway. But I haven't had the opportunity to make it there yet. I believe this is more of a signature place, but it's over at Grand Floridian, and it also has a great view of the castle. So I need to get over there and give that a shot. That's about all I know about it. I don't know a whole lot. I just know that it's got a great view. The food has been really good, review-wise. So it's just one of those places that I've been wanting to get to.
Yeah, all the places at Grand Floridian sound really good. And I mean, they're going to be fancy. I think we want to try and hit up Enchanted Rose Lounge while we're there. But that's just kind of like if it's possible, like if we could make it happen. But there's just like a lot of places to go at the Grand Floridian. They even have, this is completely, I mean, it's not off topic, but this is out there. They even have like a tea room. Like they have a place that you can go and just drink tea. Like that, that's some fancy stuff right there.
And the fancy sandwiches that go with tea.
little tiny. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. And it's kind of one of the reasons I want to stay there, just because like it really feels bougie, but it still kind of has that like laid back, like you're still at Disney vibe. So I like that.
Yeah, I have enjoyed pieces of Grand Floridian when we're there. But yeah, going to Citricos is definitely on the top of the list right now for someplace to eat. It probably would end up being a date night at this point, but one of these days I'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I think we've hit up all of the places that we want to go. We hit up Signature, we hit up sit down, quick service, breakfast, but there's plenty of places to go on Disney property. And some of these places don't even they usually have them as they give them the label of signature or quick service, stuff like that. But there's just a lot of stuff out there. We didn't even talk about Epcot booths or anything like that. Which is a whole nother animal. So there's just a lot of dining that you can do at Disney.
Yeah, definitely. But you guys, as I've been asking lately, all we need for you is to go out and share the show with other people and let them know how much fun you're having listening. It'd be great to have more people come and listen.
Oh yeah, more people to join the fun. More of the Disney fun.
So also go and check out Instagram and watch for that contest to be coming out this week.
Yeah, but like we always say, some live close,
but others don't.
So let's talk about it. We'll see you next time on Miles from Main Street.